Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Server Play. This is Scoots42. I have sort of got something that is working with the deep resonance. I've got this up to 27% of having a crystal. There are some things to be aware of when you're doing this. You need to place the tank below the smelter. I've only been doing maybe 2 to 3 of these at a time because I have to keep an eye on this because it really helps if we keep this between 40 and 60%. And I believe 50 is the best. You can see I'm starting to get some liquid up here, and I kind of had to set it up pretty close to this. Now I'll move it. I realize that I can actually kind of swing this over. I've got a piece of cobblestone right here, but eventually I'm going to take that cobblestone out and I'm going to kind of swing this over into here. I did all this basically to keep this stuff separate because these tanks just form multi-tanks whether I really want them to or not. And I really want to keep these liquids separate because up here I've got this purifier, and the tank has to be above the purifier for the purifier to work, and the tank has to be above the smelter for the smelter to work properly, and it puts it in here. It burns this resonating ore and puts it up here. You get some liquid, and once this hits, I think it's, what if I got it set at 84? I think I'm going to set that back to 85. And the strength that comes out of here is always going to be 10, and the efficiency is always going to be 10 from what I understand. Oh, good. And now I should have, looks like 84.1 purity, which I can deal with that. And I'm basically, we need to hit it with this laser, and it has to be this, at least this far away. It'll tell you, and I keep an eye on that. That's at 100. Oh, I just threw my angel ring. There we go. I've been using this lever to kind of monitor, and we used all of our emeralds up. So I'll need to get more emeralds. These are basically the things that we can use as catalysts in the laser. And my goal is to get this liquid up to 100% purity, 100% strength, and 100% efficiency. And if I do that, it moves below into this tank. So let's look at some of this stuff. Let's see, I think I'll take the blaze powder. I think the blaze powder is going to get it up quite a bit. And with this off, you can see it's going to cap the strength at 70 and cap the efficiency at 70. And it's going to take 6% away from the purity. Here's where you would feed in. You can feed in your spent crystals, or the crystals that you gather in the world need to go in here, and as it empties, this light blue becomes a darker blue, letting you know when you need to put more in. So I'm going to look at this for a little bit, and you can kind of see the purity's going down, the strength and the efficiency are going up. So it's a game that we play back and forth. Nether quartz and ender pearls seem to do a really good job of bringing the purity back up. Let's see, we're at about 50. I'm going to shut it down there so I don't have to work so hard to get the purity back up. Now, ender pearls, by the way, raise the purity and do nothing for the strength or the efficiency, so we can just kind of let that burn, and I don't have to watch it quite as close. And I'm going to go ahead and grab another stack of ender pearls out of here. I'm going to put some of this stuff up. There we go. I can tell you, we are definitely going to be making a portal to the deep dark. Hopefully I will get into that in this episode, because I basically want to get this up to where it will drain into the bottom tank so you guys can kind of see how this works. It does take a little bit of time, but not a whole lot. And you can kind of see there's a balancing act here. where I can raise the strength and efficiency at the cost of purity, and then using the ender pearls, which I seem to have in a fair abundance. See, how are we doing on those? Might need another stack. But it's just basically a constant balancing act. Where are we at? 100? Yay. So let's get some blaze powder back in here. And I use the blaze powder to raise that strength and efficiency up as far as it will go. And then we'll be able to use some gas tiers. That's as far as this stuff will take it. What's this going to do? Well, that'll raise the efficiency up to 80. That's good for that. Let's go put some of this stuff away. There we go. Now we got a little bit more room. And I don't have very many gas tiers left. So I'm that's why I'm using the blaze powder and the nether quartz to help me raise this stuff up. Let's see if we have any diamonds. I was kind of curious to see what diamonds would do. There's several things we can use for catalysts in this, and they all have different attributes. Let's see, that'll bring up the purity. I think I remember that. I remember it's better at bringing up the purity than ender pearls, but I just have so many ender pearls more than diamonds. I think that is what makes sense. So let's see, where are you at? 70 and 80. You're off. Let's bring the purity back up a little bit. So let's get some more of those ender pearls. And this, I know this is super, super fun. Here in a second, once these ender pearls have raised this up, I'll get into how we crafted all of this stuff. These valves are really essential for basically splitting up the multi-part of the tanks. And this purifier is really nice too. So that got us up to 85. So I think another stack might get us up to 100. So let's look at what we had to get to make these tanks. Here's a tank right here. It's just 5 iron, some glass, and one of these resonating plates that we get from resonating the ore here in a resonator. We also needed the valve. Let's see, which is this guy. Some glass, some of this filter material, a comparator, resonating machine frame, and some nether quartz. No big deal there. We also needed to make the smelter, which is this guy. 3 of those resonating plates, some nether bricks, iron, and a resonating machine frame. Maybe it'll be easier to do it this way. Yeah, look at that. Let's see, we got the purifier, which is a few of these filters, a resonating machine frame, and an iron ingot. There's still some other things we can get that I didn't make. We have a generator controller that's in there. I also made some of these pedestals, if I can find them. I think, where'd they go? Pedestal, here we go. I made 2 pedestals with iron, machine frame, a dispenser, and redstone comparator. And those are actually inside of here, and we'll take a look inside of there in a little bit. And you're at 100, so let's pop in these gas tiers and hope that it will take us the rest of the way to 100. Sure it did. Right, and that didn't use a whole lot, but those are all the gas tiers that I have, so I think we have 9 of them left. And hopefully we've got some more ender pearls. Yep. We can use other things like glowstone. Glowstone will also work. I don't remember what it was, but I think it only raised everything up to like 50%. So that might be a way for us to go. Hopefully, once this hits 100, we'll see it start to drain into this bottom tank. And I've kind of got it all shaped like this so that it meets the standards for what it has to have. Like this tank, this guy here, the crystallizer, which we haven't talked about yet, has to be there, or it has to have the tank underneath of it. A lot of crazy rules for how this has to work. But because of the way that it is shaped, I will be able to swing this out. I just kind of wanted you guys to really be able to see what was going on here. And this laser is absolutely crucial also. So let's take a look at that crystallizer. If I can find it here. Here it is. Crystallizer is glass, nether quartz, a resonating machine frame, and some iron ingots. There may be other ways to put this together. And there it goes. You see it drained into there, and now it is immediately being crystallized. And that all gave me about 10 more percent. And you can kind of see that there is a nice crystal growing in there. And then another thing you guys should see is I've got my radiation suit on. Now this blocks about 95% of the radiation. So that is pretty cool. I think what we should do though now is let's work on getting a portal to the deep dark. I think that's going to be the next thing we should do. Oh, and one other thing I should mention before we get too far away from here. I've got some ranged collectors set up because, where to go, this purifier that has these filter materials, when it makes these spent filter materials, if there's not an inventory nearby, it will just spit them out. And I mean, it spits them out everywhere. So I've got a ranged collector in here, and I've also got a ranged collector inside of here because those pedestals will deploy and they will also eject spent crystals. They will deploy full crystals and then eject spent crystals. So I've got a chest here, hopefully, that will catch those from the resonator. And you know, I may have forgotten to put a servo on there, which isn't that big of a deal. We can try to fix that later. And what I think would be a good idea for now, though, is let's get to building a portal for the deep dark. I think that is what we should do. And the reason is I want more of that resonating ore. Where's it? This stuff. And you got a 5%, 6%, and that's in Twilight Forest and Lost Cities. Deep Dark is 12%. The Mining World is 7%. And there's a 6% chance in the Overworld. So I'm thinking the Deep Dark is the place that we want to go. Let's get this stuff off. And let's get this stuff on. The Deep Dark is no place to kid around. I made a little armor stand here. I could have sworn this had some kind of shift click to swap all the stuff out, but I guess it doesn't work that way in this pack. So let's look at what is involved in making a pack, or making a portal for the Deep Dark. We're going to need to make this guy. And that is going to take 8 compressed cobblestone blocks, which shouldn't be a problem. Nice. So there is our portal to the Deep Dark. How nice is that? And I think we'll probably just kind of maybe pop you right here. And before we go, there are a couple of things I would like to make. let's get just a regular power cell, if I can. I think I'll probably need a machine frame. So let's get one of those. What am I missing? Redstone blocks? Really? I just did a whole bunch of mining. Oh, you know, I probably never put this stuff up. Alright. How about redstone now? Do we have redstone now? Just a couple? Oh, it's because I've been picking it up so we can crush it. That's why. So let's get that going. Crusher, compactor, furnace. Pulverizer. Do I have any of you guys upgraded yet? No, not so much. Alright. Well, crusher it is. We'll come back for this redstone here in just a minute. Because there's a couple other things we might be able to get crafted. I'd like to see if we can get a... oh, I've got some. I've got a matter receiver and a matter transmitter. What about a dialing device? Oh, I've got one of those too. How nice. That is nice. I love it when that happens. Just had some extras laying around. Go figure. I would like a portal that I don't have to use out here. Because honestly, a lot of times these portals are kind of janky. Oh, that's trying to take me to the deep dark right now. Cavito has had some real issues coming back from the Twilight Forest, which if you look at our dialing device over here, you can see that we have a Twilight Forest destination. And that is because on his way back, it continues to basically place him inside of blocks underground. So our way to combat that was to basically put a dialing device with a matter transmitter and receiver on the other side. All right, now we've got a little bit of redstone. So let's get back to making the power cell. There we go, power cell, and we'll want a link card. So let's go ahead and link you. Oh, my battery, that would have hurt to leave behind. Let's go ahead and link you. There we go. And I sure do have a lot of junk. It's in this digging backpack. Bunch of junk. And before we go, let's see if I can get these spent filters here to make some glass. This stuff. Dense glass. There we go. And this is probably going to hurt a little bit. I am not going to bother putting on any of the radiation gear. I think it would be kind of neat if we could see in here. See, we can kind of see in here. So I'll do a couple more over here. There we go. Now we can see. And that crystal did get spent. And I think it might be a good idea. Let's see if we can get a servo. And I'm really hoping that that range collector is working, and I'd kind of like to find out for sure here. Now, I am going to get a little bit of radiation leakage here, but since I wear my, there we go, always active, since I usually almost always wear my radiation suit, I'm not terribly worried about it. Because the obsidian here does a pretty good job. So hopefully I did that right, and that is, I might need to raise that up a block. I think that might be what's happening over there. I think it's spitting it out in the wrong place. So let's try raising you up one. I think it needs to be above that, guys. So let's try it right there. And let's get out a crystal. I'm going to need to find a few of these crystals too. So hopefully this will deploy properly. No, you're deploying the wrong way, sir. Do I have a wrench? Did I put all my wrenches? Oh, here's one. Let's put you in wrench mode. There we go. I think I want it that way. There we go. I think it said it would do 2 of these. It's kind of hard to tell if it's deploying it the right way finally. I think it may be still in the wrong place. So this might hurt a little bit, but I think that I'll live through it. I really just kind of need to know at this point. Now, where can you be deployed? Can you deploy on top of this guy? So I was under the impression that the generators could handle 2 of those. I could be wrong about that. I could have sworn it said it was going to take 2 of them. But I think we'll let that go for now. So let's get back to the deep dark and get something set up there. Let's see, you can go away. You can just go away. You can go away. Now, does the obsidian end up in the mining pack? I think it does. Yeah, it does. All right. Nice. All right, so we've got a little bit of this glass in here so we can kind of see what's going on. And also, one of the things that I have done is I've got a switch here set to a transmitter and receiver, so we don't actually have to go in there. Oh, now that might have been what was going on. Maybe I needed to turn it off and back on again. Well, we'll worry about that later. because we're getting a good amount of power from it. And we're not really having any power issues right now. So I think it's probably time to go ahead and head to the deep dark. Let's make sure we've got everything we need. And let's see if we can put a little bit of stuff away. And if we won't need our wrench in there, we should probably, if we can though, charge our battery up. Not sure what was out of a charge, but oh, it looks like it was our light wand here. Kind of important. All right. So let's head to the deep dark. Oh, wish me luck, guys. The deep dark is a scary place. Right. Well, we survived the initial journey. That was good. Let's see. Oh, there was some more stuff I could have put up. That would have been useful. Let's clear out as much room as we can. Let's see. Something is still using power. I'm not really sure what it is. And I would like... Alright, so let's start stepping our way down here. Let's get our illumination wand out and ready. Oh, that can go up here for a minute. And normally what I like to do is I like the portal up there. I mean, that's cool. But I'd like to kind of stair-step my way down here and get a little bit of something set up. There we go. And I just keep missing where I want to do that at. There we go. Now we can make some progress. I have done this before, I really have. Well, act like you've dug a tunnel, right? Deep Dark's usually the same, at least that's been my experience. We're going to tunnel down here for a little bit, and then there's probably going to be a really steep drop-off. I definitely like being able to fly before we come here, because otherwise you're in for quite a drop most of the time. I mean, see, we're up here at like Y level 150 something. Deep Dark is extremely dangerous. So what I'll probably do is get us down here and set up our transmitter, and then we'll probably wrap up the episode because we are getting super close to the wrapping up point. By the time I get down here, it'll probably be time to wrap it up. I thought you guys might want to see what you're in for if you've never gone to the Deep Dark before. This part isn't horrible. It's after we break through, that's when the real fun starts. Because, I mean, like, we're not even going to find anything here. We've got to get down quite a ways, and then there should be a bit of a drop. I don't remember exactly how far down we have to go before we run into that drop, but it should be here before we know it. Should be getting fairly close, though, now. If they'd stop putting that gravel in my way, we'd be a lot closer. There we go. Now we're starting to kind of see what it's like down there. And it is a scary, scary place. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and light this up really quick. There's no danger of mobs spawning, but I kind of like to know where it is in case, maybe I run out of power or I forgot to bring my charge porter with me. I'd like to be able to at least find this structure. There we go. So now we should have some idea of where it was. And I'm also going to create a waypoint here, just in case. I did bring my porter this time, but I have been known to forget things before. And this is what it looks like in the deep dark. Did I bring my bow? I did. Good. Mobs everywhere. And we are in a deep ocean, so I don't think we'll find a whole lot in this particular biome. So let's see if we can find a bit of a better biome to hang out in. I think these light sources are going to be beehives. Oh no, that's actually a crystal. That's interesting. And you can see there's a reason why they call this the deep dark. That's interesting. I'm not really sure what is hitting me. And that's why we take a charged porter, because I have no idea why I was being damaged. So let's try that again. I'd really like to get these matter receivers and dialing devices and whatnot installed. May have been some kind of an invisible enemy, who knows. Maybe eat a little bit. Man, this is crazy. It's kind of spooky. It's a little scary. There's some lava down here, so we got a little bit of light. We're in a beach now. I mean, it may have just been too dark. That might have been why. I know we can get damaged if we stay in the deep dark for too long. We're still in an ocean. Back on a beach again. I was kind of hoping maybe we'd find like an extreme hills. Never really explored the deep dark. So, I mean, I usually start tunneling underground right away. This is a plains. So this might not be a bad place to start. There's a river. Kind of want to see what that is over there. Lava lake. Oh, and here is an extreme hills. How nice. So we will take care of these mobs and then start digging down here. Probably should have brought some arrows with me. I've got multi-shot on this bow, but it only seems to work. It only seems to work when I've got more arrows in my inventory. It is so weird seeing that little guy on a chicken. I mean, why would a chicken even be in the deep dark? Alright, so let's start digging down here. And you can see there's stuff everywhere. I'm going to grab a bunch of this. And we'll get down here to a Y level that is suitable. Ooh. Oh, I like that. Let's get... that can go away for a minute. Let's get some of this junk sent back home. Nice. Maybe we'll find a nice room or something down here to set up in. Take that gold real quick, though. I think I see some emeralds over there. This is why I started bringing a swapping wand, so I can apparently throw it into the lava. Is that what did I just throw? Oh, no? Where did it go? Seriously? Seriously? Oh, now that's kind of frustrating. That hurts my feelings. Take a little bit of this lapis too. That's all right. We should be able to make... I think this looks like as good a place to set up as any. I should be able to block this off pretty quick. Come on. You can't give me like 2 minutes, really? There we go. Alright, so let's get ourselves a little room over here. The mobs here are a little tougher too, just by the way. take all that nickel. Don't have a whole lot of nickel, so I'll take all the nickel we can get. Did I happen to bring my builder's wand by any chance? Yes, nice. And that's kind of frustrating that I lost my swapping wand, but we can make another one when we get back to the base. What is that? Oh, it's a mushroom. Okay. So let's get back over here to the light for now. Man, that's frustrating. I'm pretty sure I threw it right into the lava. I mean, that's where you want to put it, right? Jeez, how high up does this thing go? That is ridiculous. Gotcha, creeper. Alright, hopefully I've got a little bit more cobble here. And I'm thinking maybe just come across like this. I mean, it doesn't need to be super fancy. I just need to be able to light this up. Alright, are we closed off yet? Not really. Almost. Super close, just a couple more. All right. So I think that did it. So hopefully we can just kind of clear this out a little bit. Nice. And get this kind of to where we're not just walking into something completely crappy. All right. That I think we might be able to live with. Let's see what the light levels are in this room. We need a few more. Are we good? All right, I think we are good. Nice. All right, so let's get set up. Let's see. All right, matter receiver, transporter, dialing device. Turn that off now. Power cell, make sure to set all sides to out. And power. Nice. 18 million RF. Making it happen. All right. Well, it was a little rough today, not going to lie. I think everybody lost a little something today. So I think, hopefully, you guys enjoyed the episode today. Hope you had a little fun playing with some deep resonance with me today. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and take care.